Hello and welcome, my Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your timeless romantic soulmate read recorded in March 2021. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons Mal, for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. And if you're new to my channel, my mother's a Cancerian, so I was raised by the mother of the zodiac. Yep. So, happy to be doing this read for you. First, a little business before we get down to business. My book, Words of Grace, is now on Kindle. Yay! Link in the description box, $9.99 US dollars. Go check it out. You can even read the preview. There's a way to do it. I don't remember how. I'm not technical. I had to hire a millennial to do the Kindle version for me, and I did, and he's wonderful, and it's gorgeous. So go check it out. That book saved my life in the writing of it, and I know it's helped people since. So if you're interested, check it out. Also, I am doing tarot parties Monday nights on Facebook, my Drawing the Circle Productions Facebook page. I subscribe to Zoom, so I'm paying the extra per month to do these tarot parties. We can record them, so you can have a copy of it if technology is working that night. And there's links in the description box for that too. It's been very fun and very supportive. They are parties, but when something serious comes up, it's so far, it's been me and a Zoom room full of women all being very loving, fun, and supportive of each other when shit does come up. So it's been lovely. I'm going to keep doing them. And if Monday nights get booked up, I will make another. And I'm probably going to do one Friday night a month, but Friday night's date night. So let's get down to this deal, shall we? General read, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. There is an extended for this on Vimeo.com. I got a lot of links in the description box if you want to go check it out, particularly some videos clarifying soulmates and twin flames and soul contracts that you might want to check out, because over the centuries, if not the past 3 or 4 decades, those two terms have become very murky, muddy, conflated, confusing. So we're looking at the happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate soul contract between you and another person. We're going to do a 13-card spread, one card of these Caroline Myss archetype decks to define you, unless you are cross-watching, then that could be you as well, and the partner in this. Not all soulmate contracts are romantic. My mother and I are a soulmate contract. The foundation of a soulmate contract is you help each other heal through even quantum entanglement. So it doesn't even matter if you've met yet, you're helping each other heal through the quantum entanglement of a soulmate contract. It's just how it works. I didn't write that rule. Apparently that's how this goes down. So this is to help you kind of look at where you are in this one particular contract, although check your other signs. Might give you a different contract entirely with another soul, or more about this one we're about to look at. All the decks that I read are always in the description box. What we're going to do is we're going to do 2 element spreads, one for you, one for them, fire, earth, air, water, spirit. And then we're going to get you a healing mantra card by Matt Kahn, from the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn, so that you can at least have a mantra to play with, right, to do your own healing. And whether you know who this person is or not, whether you're together or not in separation, soulmate contracts always work themselves out. You're helping each other heal, right? There are always bumps in the road, but you always bring it back to love. It's just how it works, right? Different than twin flame, but that's another conversation. I guess that's about it, except I always say this now. I think it's important. If you can, please put both feet on the floor. If you can't, that's cool. Whatever. Kicking back in bed, I get it. But if you can, both feet on the floor, and focus on your breath, if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace you can get from. It's a contract read. We are looking at a contract here for you, March 2021 or timeless. That's about it. Please take a nice deep breath. And anything I forgot, they will bring around again. Because I love doing these reads. Yay, here we go. My collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of soulmates and soulmate contracts, and the higher selves of all involved for the Cancerian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, or cross-watcher watching this video receiving this reading, I need the two principal characters here, the two contract partners. So first, for the Cancerian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign 2021 are timeless. What is their dominant archetype in this contract? And for the other, the happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract partner, March 2021 or timeless, whenever they may be catching this. Shall we? Oh, wow. Okay. Now, one of these is going to be a little triggery. Some of them sound very triggery. Some of them don't and yet are very triggery. Before I flip these over, they're not horrible. But archetypes are neutral, right? Like fire. It's neutral. It's how you use it, right? There's light and shadow attributes listed on these cards. The shadow is what you don't want to look at, or if you have looked at, you don't want anybody to know about. The light is what you're shooting for. So really, the shadow is what you're helping each other heal, and the light is really what you're bringing to the table, and everybody's on a sliding scale of lead to gold. So you've got one of the 4 survival archetypes, my Cancerian, my Crablets. You've got one of the child archetypes. Everybody has the child archetype. Everyone was a child. How do you escape that, right? Doesn't matter. You were in a diaper one way or the other coming out the womb. But this is a sub-pattern, the wounded child. Now, there's so much written about inner child work and the wounded child. This is a soul archetype that you came in that is very much about healing and forgiveness. The shadow attribute blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds. Now, that certainly can be a tip of an iceberg in terms of healing the shadow. Start there. I mean, a lot of therapy does start with, tell me about your parents, right? But resists moving on through forgiveness. That's the child. Like, no one want to forgive, right? You're kicking and screaming along the healing path. But the light attribute awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children. Of course I have the wounded child archetype. I'm gay. I knew it at a very young age, right? Oh, the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, the slurs. Although I was tall, so I didn't get beat up that much. I'm also the youngest of 4, so I know how to fight. Opens the learning path of forgiveness. And I have that for other wounded children. It's like, of course, of course, of course. How may I serve you, right? I can relate. And I've done a lot of inner child work throughout this life. I started young, actually. I started in my late teens, 18, 19 years old. I started doing inner child work. So now at 52, yes, I know I don't look it, but guess what? I bet that inner child shit has something to do with it. So very, very powerful thing. But forgiveness is really a key word here. I love this read. Your partner is a mystic or has the mystic archetype. I'm a mystic, man. It's like, I'm trying to think. Who are the Cancers in my life? I got to think about that. Really, I should make everyone submit their astrological charts if they want to date me, along with their most recent medical records. The shadow attribute of the mystic, very familiar. Delusional rapport with the divine. I have been in the spirituality metaphysics industry since the 90s. Actually, since the 80s. My first crystal job was like 1987, 88, Porter Square, Massachusetts. Woo! Delusional rapport with the divine. Oh yes, God told me I need this rhodochrosite. Do you have it? And you know, on and on and on. I've dealt with it my whole career. It doesn't mean that the mystic archetype isn't in play, because the light side is just gorge. Revels in intimate union with the divine, and the divine is love. The kind of love that you just go, there's no way to contain it in the mind, hence the mystery of it. So, I mean, on maybe a bit more of a cologne level, I just gave you perfume. Let's cut that with some alcohol here instead of water. This might be somebody who's into the mystery of it. Right? Someone who is perhaps a bit mysterious, but that is comfortable with not knowing what's going to happen, which is essential to mysticism, which is why most people don't really get the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into a mystical path. I do. I had my nose rubbed in it. So those are our 2 archetypes on the table here. Now, as I said, we're going to clarify these with element spreads. 5 cards, fire, earth, air, water, spirit, for our Cancerian here, mothering your own inner child, kind of on the nose there. With the Daughters of the Moon Tarot for the Mystic, we will do the same with the Mythic Tarot, just to see the balance of elements here. Yeah, let's do this. Move that over. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah, because there are only 13 cards in the YouTube version. In the extended, there's at least 17 more that hit the table. We're going to be flipping the tarot decks using then the Mythic Tarot to clarify what's going to hit on your side. Now remember, if there's a cross-watcher here, you know, this may flip-flop. You might be a wounded child who's a mystic or vice versa, you know. That's fine too. This will help clarify, but also there's usually a lot of mirroring in soulmate contracts, right? The quantum entanglement, they always show me that between the chakric and energy fields of both of them, even if they don't know each other, there's that quantum entanglement, that mirroring, which is why if you don't know each other, when you do meet each other and you start like telling your stories, you're like, oh my god, I did that exact same thing, but I did it around the corner, right? Parallel lives, not parallel lines. That's Blondie. Breathe. Oh yeah, my goddesses of water and the sign of Cancer. I feel you standing behind me, your warmth, your love. Please, 5 cards in clarity, element spread. For this Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, the child with the wound, right? The wounded child archetype in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract with this mystic partner here. What is their element of fire? What is it that their hearts desire? What is their element of earth, the fuel that feeds the fire to manifest the heart's desire? What are they predominantly thinking about this contract? The air that feeds the fire to manifest. You saw what it was. I didn't manifest the heart's desire. I think I know what it is, though. Their element of water, their predominant feeling about this contract that they need to balance with their fire to manifest their heart's desire. And the element of spirit, the point of view, the power of spirit, the point of view, the voice of the soul that was chosen to play the role in this life, in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, satisfying sexual soulmate contract. Now, before we start flipping those, I just want to get the ones for your partner on the table so then we can flip both fires at the same time, etc. This takes a little while, but it's worth it. Breathe. Because this is where the mirroring is taking place, not when I flip them over. If it's going to happen, breathe, breathe, breathe. My gods of water and the sign of Cancer, please, let's go deep here. I need 5 cards in clarity for this partner, this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract partner with this Cancerian with the wounded child archetype, vice versa. This might be flip-flopped. 5 cards. What is this mystic's element of fire? Ooh, what is it that is their heart's desire, their power of earth, the fuel, what they have to feed the fire, to manifest their heart's desire, their element of air, what they predominantly think to feed the fire, right? The air that feeds the fire to manifest their heart's desire, their element of water, their emotions, their feelings that they must balance with their element of fire. Otherwise the fire evaporates the water or the water puts out the fire. You find that balance, you got steam. And lastly, the power of spirit. What is the point of view of the soul that was chosen to incarnate, playing the role in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract? March 2021 are timeless. What do they want? What do you want? What do you want? Well, my Cancerian, you got your opposite sign here, the Capricorn. So always tricky when the sun sign, sorry, I should say the zodiac sign of your opposite, whether it's sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign, this might be something a little bit complementary. Cancer and Capricorn are earth and water. It's a good full moon, right? It's very much the mother and the father, though. But this speaks certainly of 10th house energy. You might see this person, if you see this mystic this way, as not someone who's necessarily delusional or flighty, but someone who has a lot of potential, right? Capricorn, highest potential, 10th house, but ruled by Saturn, is very slow, right? The King of Pentacles, if you wanted to do it, or the Rider-Waite version of it here, the Crone of Pentacles, Capricorn. This is something slow. Passoe, the Buffalo Woman, go look her up, right? The Buffalo Woman Such a beautiful card. Such a card of abundance and prosperity and creative earth, cardinal. But something solid and a very good way shower, a good teacher. So you might even be seeing this person as a teacher. And by the way, as a wounded child, I would see them as a teacher, hopefully by example, except I'm going to tell you, they've got the moon. I don't know that they know what they want here. They're a mystic. In other words, the occluded nature of the moon card for any other archetype, I think, would be, I don't know. But for a mystic, they might be like, yeah, I don't know. But they want to know. They want to know. They want to know what this is. It's Hecate, goddess of witches. Goddess, Queen of the Crossroads, I call her. Queen of the Crossroads. Her three faces, one seeing in each way. Of course, a lot of us don't have three-way crossroads anymore. We have four, but you figure you got your back to the one where you were coming from, so that still works, right? There with Cerberus. Arf, arf, arf. I love this deck. So, you know, there is something mystical here for them, so they're into it. Now, remember, this is a soulmate contract. It doesn't have the turbulence of a twin flame, and they're really not the same thing. But I like this so far. Let's see. What do you have to make that work? It feels like they're in. Like, it really feels like, it's like, no, this is mysterious. You've got my interest here. Oh. All right, let's start with you. Well, what you've got is an internal conflict here. Now, the Four of Wands, the Four of Flames in this deck, a little bit different. You would see this more as the Five of Wands in traditional tarot, but I get this. This is two archers evenly matched, but fueled by the fire of one dragon, which says there is 1 foot on the gas, 1 foot on the brake for you here. Now, I am going to say, before I get to this, with this Capricorn here, if you've got father issues, I'm only saying because the wounded child thing, that might be part of your conflict. Make sure you are aware that everybody has mother issues and father issues, regardless of whether they were there or not, whether even they were healthy or not. I mean, parenting is the hardest thing in the world, which is why I don't have kids. I have cats, all right? And my cats are fucking geniuses. They're smarter than I am. I love them, right? But that is exactly why I have companies, right? That's what I do. I have a career. Those are my children. My books are my children. These videos in my way are my children. But I am going to say that Capricorn is the father card here. So just get, is that conflict with this person? Because I feel like you want them, that there's something you can feel that's dependable and strong there. But if this is about forgiveness, there might be some stuff. It's very easy to project unfinished business on either parent of either gender onto another person of either gender. In other words, I've had people project their mother issues onto me, and that took me a while to catch on to, right? I was just like, why are you doing this? And it made no context until I saw their relationship with their mothers. And then I was like, oh, now is that completely forgivable? It's human. It's what we do, right? And this is a soulmate contract. This person could be, well, one would think, helping each other heal, helping you resolve this conflict. But the thing is, element of earth, it's like this conflict is part of this. It's not an unnecessary thing. It's not a problem. It's a destiny unfolding. It's showing you something inside of yourself that may have nothing to do with this person at all, and yet you're triggered, right? And maybe you don't know why you're triggered. You're drawn and repulsed. 1 foot on the gas, 1 foot on the brake. Attraction, repulsion. Heart saying yes, head saying no, or vice versa, right? Conflict. Well, what they want the world. What they have in their element of the earth is they are at the end of a cycle. They're at the end of a cycle. They are ready for something new. And I feel like this is particularly right next. You got the moon and the world. They may not have any idea of what is next, but they want to know. They are willing to feel this out. They want to feel this out. They want to see how the mood and the moon is going to change here. Now, by the way, the moon card is the Cancer sign. So if the Cancer's on this side, then they want you too. I just saw that. The more that unfolds, the more I can go back, which is why these readings could be hours long, and I'm trying not to do that. So what you're thinking here, okay, here's your first major arcana card, the Strength card. So many ways to interpret that, but as a Cancerian, I'm going to say part of it is withholding your passion, right, until this conflict is resolved. I don't know. I don't know. What I have right now is this conflict in me that is resolving, so I am going to be strong. At least you're thinking that, right? that Leo energy, that you don't tame the lion, you don't cage it, its spirit will die, right? You don't let the lion run wild, you will die. So you do tame it, you befriend it, you ride it, you use that power to move you forward. This is courage, this is strength. So you're thinking about it, certainly, and you know what they're thinking about you, considering they just ended a cycle, major arcana cycle. They're thinking Ace of Cups. They're thinking about a new offer of love here, from you, to you, mutual, but they're thinking about it. Soulmate contract. What's the element of water here? I'm not trying to speed through the... Okay. So what you're feeling about this, your element of water, is the Ace of Pentacles, right? So you're feeling there's something solid here, or at least a good potential, right? It's like inside of yourself, it's like, yeah, this is a new beginning. This is a new beginning. I'm starting to get the feels here. Conflict. Yeah, but it's visceral. That's what might be throwing you. It may be triggering you like crazy. Boy, is my second chakra going like a battery that hasn't been tapped yet, right? Such potential. And what they've got emotionally right now is the Four of Cups. I gotta say, in terms of this contract, though, they're in no rush. Four of Cups, to me, it's an emotional rest card, first and foremost. Numerologically, fours are numbers of rest. For me, the decision has been made, a step has been taken, but there is a little bit of emotional dissatisfaction going on here on some level. I'm not feeling that's emotional exhaustion either, but I kind of think they're into it. They want to take the journey, but it's still a bit confusing for them, because Four of Cups, particularly in this deck, there can be gossip, there can be whispers where you're reconsidering what you're feeling, right? Allowing your emotions to be at rest. There may be doubts coming into the mind here. This is Psyche, before she is elevated, being a goddess, already married to Eros, the god of love, son of Ares and Aphrodite, already living in his palace. They haven't seen each other face to face, so it's a very complex myth, the myth of Eros and Psyche. But she gets lonely, so he brings her sisters to visit her, and they're like, "But how do you know? How do you know? He's who he says he is. How do you know? He could be anybody." So, for a mystic to have that in their emotional field, they have doubts. They might be bringing some thinking into this, some information into this, or maybe some intuitive stuff here, feeling that perhaps you're not ready. And that's okay too. You know, a wounded child, you don't want to face a wounded child to do something they're not ready to. You want them to eventually be willing, right? And I feel like with the card of strength in your mind, you're thinking about it. I think you are willing. I think you feel the potential here. But now it's interesting. The only card that concerns me on your side right now is that Four Flames in your earth, and now matching in a way this Four of Cups in their water. I mean, they're thinking about offering you, no question. It's in their thoughts, but in their emotions, they're like, it might just be a timing thing as well. You know, it depends on how intuitive this mystic is. What's the voice of the soul? Yeah, you guys are not ready for each other yet. And that's good too, right? In the extended, we'll see why. I'll maybe even do a timeline to see how things move along here. But you've got the Four of Blades. Your soul is saying there is a deception in play here, and honestly, I think the deception is yours. I think this is your soul saying, we're not seeing this right? Blindfolded, but I know it looks like the Two of Swords, but there are two hidden underneath her, which is why I think this deck is so intuitively genius, right? It's saying that there are things affecting this situation mentally in your subconscious, and I think it is a father issue. Again, if it wasn't a child archetype, I think any child archetype I would pick up on that if either the Cancer card or the Capricorn card is here. And keep in mind, it's the opposite side of Cancer. So if you're the Cancer wounded with the wounded child, it's not that you're a wounded child. It's that you have the wounded child archetype. You are not your archetypes. These are powers, lessons, schematas, things written into your contract so your soul can evolve the particular power, in this case of innocence and forgiveness. a wounded child archetype, right? But this mystic, to revel in the divine, there is something here that's very spiritual power. The survival family archetype, this is a divine family archetype. And for them, they've got the Five of Wands. Even their soul is saying there is conflict. It's like, I would say, even though this is the 4 in this deck, this is the same energy. It's almost like their soul is saying they are in conflict. But I don't feel like there's a conflict here, but I don't know how much they're able to actually help you on this right now. I understand what that feels like, though. When you are romantically attracted to someone that you know is going through a lot, and you're trying not to take it personally, right? If they are projecting, this person might well be, or if not be intellectually aware, on some level intuitively aware, emotionally aware that there's some tension going on here coming from you. I think they're okay with it, but their hearts aren't 100% invested as a result, and why would they? And that's the thing about a mystic. The 4 of Cups can very much be, all right, let's see. All right, it's not necessarily hopeful. It's at rest. It's like, all right, well, we'll see how this feels. Now, the next cup would come in making this a 5, a change of emotion, which people associate with heartbreak, but sometimes it's not about that either. It's about a pouring forth of emotion. So, guess what? We only have 1 card left to get back here on the table. I will do a summation for sure, and like I said, in the extended, there's a lot of cards that hit the table, and at the end I do something that I do for clients, but that I don't do in my readings here on YouTube, which is an element breakdown, where I take all the tarot, because a lot more tarot is going to hit the table in the extended, and then I break it down into fire, earth, air, water, spirit, and we look at predominant trends, and you can actually read each element, and it kind of tells you stuff. So worth it. It's $9.99. Those are my new prices. It's the price of my books. It's the price of my extended. It just makes the math easy. Makes the math easier, and worth it. And it helps pay my bills. So I appreciate it if you want to go check it out. All right, your healing mantra from the Ascended Masters of Soulmates and Soulmate Contract Law. Please take a nice deep breath. Last card on the table, please, my Ascended Masters of Soulmates and Soulmate Contract Law. Yeah, it's like calling a specific division in the law firm, the A&M law firm, the Ascended Master law firm, please. Oh, my beloved ones, 1 card in clarity. Here we go. For the Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract on the table here, involving someone with a wounded child archetype and someone with a mystic archetype. What is their perfect healing mantra? Doesn't matter which one is watching this. As they use it, they will heal, and therefore help the other one heal through the quantum entanglement of a soulmate contract for March 2021 or timeless, please. Wow, leave the card in my hand, my beloved Ascended Masters. Uncovering confidence. Strength card. I like this one. I am the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. Now, I know on first blush, that sounds like, oh my God, that's so narcissistic, right? I'm better than everybody else. No, but so is everybody else. Everybody else is also a missing piece. I am the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. Something a spiritual teacher said to me decades and decades ago. She goes, you know, that one piece of the puzzle that doesn't feel like it's important to show up, that's the one you empty out the garbage for and turn the couch upside down, right? And you're like looking under everything to find, right? So I dig that, and I dig that for you. This is about healing confidence, but uncovering the confidence that's already there, right? It's like courage. The word courage is from the French word of the cœur. We all have love. We are love beyond all the costume and makeup of humanity. We don't come from here, right? So this is about uncovering that power. Now, honestly, I'll say confidence is usually more solar plexus, personal power stuff, but take it as it resonates. I am the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. When confidence is uncovered, you are living from a place of renewed purpose. And I feel like that's a matter of time here. Sure, there's some conflict inside of you, but I think this is absolutely the fire fueling this for you, which is a lot of alliteration. You know your place in the cosmos, and you are an expression of eternal light. Yeah, You're not born here. You are an eternal being that comes here to play the human game. There is no wavering on decisions or second-guessing your instincts. Confidence allows you the peace of mind to stand tall in your truth and move forward courageously, knowing that anything that comes in your way can only inspire the gift of endless expansion. But expansion does come as a result, often through irritation and challenge, right? It is the grain of sand in the belly of the oyster that creates the pearl. Now you take that in terms of wisdom, right? So it does it well, and there's your grain of sand, right? You're feeling that grain of sand in your belly, my Cancerian bivalves. There really is a thing here. Yes, there are wounds in place. Sure, there are. Show me someone who doesn't, and they're either delusional or lying, or the Dalai Lama. Right? He got kicked out of his country, and he's still pretty cool. You know what I mean? Has chosen compassion and forgiveness. The forgiveness isn't the word he used, but that's cool too. To each their own, whatever the language is. But I gotta tell you, this mystic, I feel like they're uncovering their confidence too. They certainly have a cycle under their belt, so to speak, here. This may even be a come around from somebody that you know before, who there are still some unanswered things going on here that they want to know about, some mysteries that they want to explore with you. But uncovering confidence, really understand you are of equal value in this contract if I am the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe, which might also mean that each of you have missing pieces of the puzzle for each other in terms of the wisdom, the forgiveness, that intimate connection with the divine that you two can share with each other. But also get right now, in your soul position, my Cancerians, the mind isn't going to do it for you. Your answers seem to be in your heart and in your gut, in your emotional field, but that doesn't mean that through uncovering your confidence, this is just going to go away. No, it means you can confront what is the one dragon that fuels the fire for these equally matched archers, because it means, well, you're, in other words, the opposing sides are equally matched within you. So what is the core of the conflict? Use this. I am the missing piece that completes the puzzle of the universe. Oh wait, I didn't do the last little things, did I? There's always this mantra is good for, yeah, no, hold on 1 second. This mantra is ideal for resolving insecurities, right? Total wounded inner child stuff. Easing personal concerns, which could be projected otherwise, and finding true safety in your body and in the world. All the child archetypes, regardless of sub-pattern, are the guardians of safety and innocence, because when the child feels safe, they're up for everything. If the child doesn't feel safe, Disneyland's a fucking nightmare. You hearing me? You ever stand on those lines? Yeah, never again. Never again. The Disney times, at least not in that format. So, there you have it. May the Cancerian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract that's very magnetic and very mysterious, with conflict that will eventually be resolved here, so that they may heal, they may learn, they may help each other heal through this contract, and through unity consciousness help all of us heal for our well-being and for the well-being of all, particularly as they get that they are missing pieces that complete the puzzle of the universe for all of us. As they heal and come together, so do we all. So mote it be. And so it is. Hey, if you liked it, you want more, subscribe. Feel free to comment and share. But also go check out my book. At least just go click on it and look at it, because it's pretty. And I love it. That's my child, Cancer. I just gave birth to the same child twice, which is a little hard to do. Unless you're coming from Greek myth. Apparently it happens all the time. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I hope you had fun with this. I'm jumping over to the extended. I'm going to take a little breaky poo, refresh myself, get the other decks on the table, and then we shall rock and roll, not all night and party every day, but at least get you some more clarity, guidance, and grace for this one. Cool. Thank you so much for watching, my darlings. Hail. Farewell, my crab cakes, and blessed be.